So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to block this in, get rid of these rails, because of course we don't... Oh, I didn't want to break that block. What a plonker. Hello everybody, FLASHRABBIT here again in my single player Let's Play survival world. Welcome back, it's nice to have you, nice to see you. In today's episode we're going to build an iron farm. I need loads of iron, I need boatloads of the stuff for my item sorter. I'm going to need loads of hoppers, so we need to get that built today. But just before we go, I want to point these out. I've installed Zoomovoid's Vanilla Tweaks More Mob Heads data pack. So I can now get mob heads in my world. Absolutely fantastic. The only thing that I'm worried about, and I want your opinion on this, I've been claiming that I didn't know what was happening to these wandering tradesmen. Now, as you can see, I've got 3 of the heads on my wall at the back there, and if nothing else, it's evidence. So I'm a little bit worried I might have to rethink that. But for now, let's crack on with this iron farm. I'll see you over there. Just before we go over to the area where we build the iron farm, I've stopped off at the farming area. I was contacted by a young supporter's mummy and daddy, Thomas, who said that he was having a bit of a hard time dealing with lockdown, missing his friends and family. So I thought I'd do something to cheer him up. He loves cows and he loves farms, so I've spent some time on the farming area. Oh, it's dark, of course it is. Let me just have a sleep and I'll go and show you what I've been doing. Morning. Okay, there we go, all rested and fighting fit. So as you know, I built this little farmhouse well, way back early in the series now, maybe episode 2, and I built the auto farms over here. I've got a chicken farm going there, I've got a pork farm and a beef farm, and I've also got a few bees. But I've spent a little bit of time decorating this area and making it look like a farm. Because we've got all this wheat here, I built a flour mill with a water wheel, so the water runs down past the wheel, turns the wheel and grinds the flour, or grinds the wheat into flour. So that's that. And I've also built a barn and a bit of a farm area for animals. So we've got an animal barn and we've got some animals in the field. Let's come in here. So we've got cows. So I know you like those, Thomas. I'm not sure whether you like Minecraft cows, but there they are. And we've got some sheep in here. I need to get some chickens and I need to get some pigs, and then that's full. We've got a little rainwater pond here, as you often find in fields. It's somewhere for the animals to take a drink and have a little cool down and a swim if they feel hot. And we've got the animal barn here. It's massive. I thought I'd build it big so it was impressive for you. I've decorated it with some barrels and some hay. We've got torches obviously, and we've got 3 pens here for animals. We've got a cow in there over here, and we've got 2 sheep over there. I'm not sure what I'm going to put in here yet, maybe pigs, and we're going to get some more animals in here as well, just to make it look a little bit more like a barn. I've used path blocks. If you take your spade and you right click a grass block, it turns into a path block, and I figured that makes it look as though the ground has been trampled by the animals coming in and out. And I've also put podzol down just to give it a little bit of variety, and it also looks a little bit like poo. So you kind of expect that in a barn. So I'm going to dedicate this farm to you, Thomas, hoping it'll cheer you up. I'm going to call it Seddon's Farm after you. And we're going to put a sign up over on the farmhouse so everybody knows the name of this farm. So let's get a sign and pop that on there, and Seddon's Farm. There we go. So that, my little mate, is dedicated to you. What you'll have to do, actually, you'll have to let me know what you'd like to build in the farming area, what you'd like to see, and perhaps I can do that for you as well. To scare the birds away, I've got myself a scarecrow. Look at that, that's a face only a mother could love, isn't it? Good grief. Not had any birds or messing about with our wheat or potatoes since I put that fella in there. So let's get on and I'll show you the iron farm and what I've been doing over there. So the first thing I've built is a villager breeder primarily, but it also doubles up as a passive carrot farm. We get all the carrots in there, and what happens, this little fella in here, he is a farmer. He harvests the carrots and replants them, so it keeps the farm going for me. And he comes over to this little gap here. You can't really see it because of the glass, but just this side of the trapdoor is a gap. He can't get through because of the trapdoor. That's the reason that's there. And he chucks carrots to these guys, keeping them fed. And because they're fed and they feel like they've got access to a bed, they breed. The little ones fall straight through this hole here. These guys are stood on a fence post, but the babies fall through. They fall through here into that water stream and get shifted off down there. Into a little holding area. I've still got to improve that holding area. It's not perfect, but it's working for now. So that's that, and it works really well. This is an impulse SV design. It's not my design, and it's wonderful. It really does work super well. I'm going to leave a link to his channel in the description below. I recommend that you check his video out on how to build that. There's no point in me making a tutorial when he's got a perfectly good one. And as you can see here, this is where the villagers end up. I need to improve this water stream so it flows down here and pushes them into this corner, because then I can push a minecart into that corner and pick one up. You clip through the corner of the glass because the hitboxes of the minecart and the villager cross over. So I started here to build an iron farm. I was going to build on a design by my mate Scouse Mouse, but I decided that it was a little bit too small and it wouldn't produce quite enough iron quickly enough for my needs. I need quite a lot of iron and I need it quickly because I want to get on in building my humongous sorting system. So I've decided to use a design by J Wisp. Again, I'll leave a link to his channel in the description below, and again I recommend that you check out his video on how to build this thing. I've built one of the pods. I'm going to build the other pod with you, and the two pods that will hold the villagers and the pod that will hold the zombies, so you can see how it goes together. So let's get on with that now. So this is the first pod. The villagers are going to stand on this pod. We need to put a bed there. We need to put one there and another one just there. And that will give the villagers access to a bed so that they can sleep. In 15.2, the villagers need access to a workstation and a bed. That changes in 1.16. They don't need the workstation anymore, so it makes building iron farms just that little bit easier because they don't need access to the workstation. So for the workstations, we're going to use grindstones. So we need to pop a grindstone. I'm going to get a bit of a running jump. There we go. And then we need to put a grindstone there, there and there. Like that. So then what we've got to do is place a block there, a block on top there, and we can break that. Ow! Let's come back over this way. Then we get a trapdoor. Put a trapdoor on there. Open it, break that block, and then missed it. Ow! Oh, good grief! Come on, there you go. Meow. Look at that, parkour specialist. And that's it. And the villagers are going to stand just in this little area here, just in this block, and that trapdoor will keep them in there nice and safely. Right, so all that's left to do is to get a villager in the minecart and get him up here. I've laid some tracks. I've moved this grindstone from here temporarily while we get the villagers in. I made a mistake. This grindstone doesn't go on the top glass block, it goes on the one here, simply because otherwise the villagers would be able to walk out and that wouldn't do at all. So if I push a minecart into here now, the hitboxes should overlap and we get a villager. Didn't really want a baby because I'm now going to have to wait for him to grow up. But it is what it is. So, okay, so just push him in, get in your hole, there you go. So now, seeing he's a baby, he'll just be able to walk out if I break the minecart now. So I'm going to leave him to grow up, and when he's grown up I'll break the minecart and then we'll go and get 2 more. So the next stage is to get our zombie, and the way I'm going to do that, I'm going to pop an iron door there, and I've got a pressure plate somewhere. Where did I put it? There it is. And I'm going to pop a pressure plate down there. Move this cat. I found a cat, by the way. It was over there in a hole when I went to get some spruce while I was waiting for one of these villages to grow up. So it suggests there might be another village around here somewhere. So the idea is, Mr. Zombie locks onto me, chases me, comes in here, I jump over this. Now he won't be able to get out and he won't come onto the rails. So then what I need to do is push this minecart towards him, and with any luck it'll pick him up in the same way that the villagers got picked up. But that remains to be seen. So we'll see how it goes. Now I've left a little exit here. I don't really need to be honest, because once he's trapped he's not going to be able to get me, but I do need this minecart over that end so it's on the rails. Right, stop. There you go. No, stop. Right, now I can't get out. Okay, let's basically offer myself as bait now. I'm just going to stand around and wait until a zombie turns up, and then try and lure him into my trap. But like I say, it remains to be seen whether it'll work. Oh, here's one. Here's 2. Oh my goodness. They want a party. Right, come on boys. Are you going to follow me in here? There you go, good lads. Oh no, well that wasn't the way it was supposed to work, was it? Come on. Oh, we've got a golem spawn. Oh, well, I didn't expect that. That's not supposed to happen. He's supposed to spawn in there. Well, he probably did, and then fell down. Oh, well, you're going to spoil the party, aren't you? Right, I'm going to have to... Oh, gosh. I'm going to have to sort you out, aren't I? But... yeah, that's the trouble. They hit quite hard when they hit golems. Let's have another bash. Goes. Right, so we've got rid of him. So now let's wait here for some more zombies. Zombie, zombie, zombie. Oh my goodness, look at that lot. Oh, good grief, we've hit the jackpot. Oh, and there's another golem spawn. Right, let's see if we can get at least one of them in here. Come on, son, there you go. Got ya. Right, we're in business. We'll let the golem sort out all the rest of them, because I don't fancy fighting that lot. Oh my goodness, no. Look, oh good grief, it's carnage, it's carnage. But we've got what we came for. We've got one zombie, and that's all we need for this side. And then we're going to repeat the whole process again for the next pod. So I've built the rail system now that's going to hopefully get our zombie from the trap in here. He's going to come up this rail like this. He's going to come up here and theoretically stop there. Then I've got to sort of block around so he can't get out and replace this block that goes in front, so he's trapped there forever. I'm going to wait until the light level drops so he doesn't burn. I mean, he's kind of covered up here all the way up to there, so I could probably do it now. And then once he gets under there, he's undercover, so he's not going to burn, because in daylight, of course, zombies burn. Should we try it? Should we just have a go, see what happens? With any luck, he'll survive the journey. I don't honestly see any reason why he shouldn't. And also, it's going to save us a name tag because he's holding an item. If a zombie holds an item, then... Oh, stop. Okay, so I finally got myself a zombie. I don't mind telling you, it was a pain in the butt. The more observant amongst you will notice that isn't the original zombie that I had in there. The reason being, I broke this block and he fell out. What a plonker. So I had quite a few spoons along the way. The second zombie I got in there clipped out when I broke the minecart, and the third zombie that I've got in there clipped out of the blocks and escaped when I broke the minecart. This fella is the fourth zombie that I've tried to get in there, and thankfully I've done it. I won't be doing it again. Well, I will be doing it again because I want to put another pod over there. But after that, I won't be doing it again. I can tell you that much. Goodness me, what an absolute nightmare. I think it'd be easy to go digging for iron. Yeah, oh, I can't tell you what a nuisance that was. So I'm going to go through the whole process again and build another one of these spawning platforms, village pods and zombie pods over on that side. So we've got double bubble iron being produced. What I'm making here now is the chamber where the iron golems will come down, will fall off this platform. There's water on there running along the length of the platform, which will force the is that a horse? It is, it's a horse, isn't it? It's not a dog, surely. Is it just, oh no, it's a horse. I thought it was a massive dog. Yeah, so there's water running along this platform from the back to the front, so that'll push the iron golems off the edge and into this killing chamber. So we'll get on with building that now. So now we've got this, we need to come down another block, so we've got a 2 deep 5x5 square hole. We didn't want to dig those out. It's going dark again, so I'm going to have to make this quick and go and sleep, otherwise I'm going to be overrun with zombies. Absolutely hundreds of them turned up. Right, I can't get out there now, can I? There we go. Right, and then what we're going to do, we're going to put blocks along each edge. So just blocks along here like this. Whoops. Well, no, actually I'm going to fill in the corners. Looks neater, doesn't it? And one more in there. Right, I'm going to go and sleep quickly and we'll crack on with the rest of it. There we go, that's better. I don't know if I've mentioned actually, I'm building this iron farm where we spawned originally into the world. I don't know if you remember this area. We kind of spawned on that block there really, I think. And this is the hole in the wall that I first started in, where we started our journey. So the reason I'm building it in this area, as I've said before, is the spawn chunks, and because the spawn chunks are always loaded, this iron farm will continually run no matter where I am in the world. As long as I'm in the overworld, it'll just keep churning out iron all of the time, so I don't have to do any AFKing, which is okay, but obviously whilst you're AFK you're not playing, are you? So this way I can be away in the world working on whatever I'm working on, and this thing is going to produce iron for me all of the time, which sounds like a good deal to me. So we're going to come up one more block around here just to make sure the iron golems don't get out. Like that. Oops. Oh good grief, I've done it again. Come on Flash, sort your block placement out. Right, there we go. So they're going to fall down in here, and that's a deep enough hole to keep them nice and secure. So that's it finished. I've got the zombie in, I've got the villagers in, I've got the killing chamber for the golems, and I've got the first pod finished. So I came across a few problems, notably the zombie in there, but also the way the mechanics work. A villager will spawn an iron golem in panic mode within 7 blocks in the positive direction, 8 blocks in the negative directions, and 6 blocks up and down. So as you notice, all these blocks here are within that range, and obviously that one there as well, because we've got a golem spawning up there. So I'm going to have to put a slab on that as well. So I put these bottom halves of blocks or slabs on all of these blocks here, so that no golems can spawn within that radius. Now when I say a bottom half of a block, it's literally the bottom half of a block. A golem needs a full block to spawn on. So if I put that block slab down there, that's the bottom half of a block. Pop that on top, that's the top half. So it's a bottom half slab, or a bottom slab I should say. So let's go and do that now actually. and I'll show you what I've done with the killing chamber. Where is he? There he is. Alright, let's just dig out that one and that one. I can fall down there, and then I can put a slab. Go on, off you go. Put a slab there, and a slab there, and that hopefully will sort it out. And we shouldn't get any golems spawning outside the chamber, because what we want is all of our golems to spawn on these pods here, so that they're flushed along into the killing chamber. Now I'll just show you what I've done in there. We've put water at this corner, which flows down into this corner. I've broken the blocks around here so that it continues to flow over the hopper. We've got 3 signs, one here, one here and one here, with a bucket of lava suspended in the corner. So the golems fall down off the platform, plop into the water and get flushed into this corner and meet a fiery death in there, assuming they don't spawn elsewhere. So we're going to have to get rid of him. Now, if you're going to start picking a fight with a golem, be very careful, because they hit really, really hard. So if you hit one, be prepared to run, or do what I'm doing and be a coward and hit it from a distance. Let's go and grab that iron. So hopefully we're all done now, and we should only get golems spawning on that pod, or on that spawning platform there. It's the first time I've ever built an iron farm, and I know why I've never built an iron farm now. They're an absolute nightmare. I can't tell you what a nuisance it was to get that zombie in there. There we go, we've got one falling to his fiery death there already. That's brilliant. And the villages were relatively easy, to be honest with you. Villages are a little bit, or trying to organise villages is a little bit like herding cats. But in this case, they weren't actually that bad. It was that fella over there that caused me the most trouble. So I'm going to build another spawning platform over here, a village pod and a zombie pod. I might do it in that direction as well, and I may, if I can, do it in this direction too. So we've got 4 spawning platforms, all with villagers all spawning golems that are meeting the fiery death. So we build up our iron quite quickly, because that's what I need. Let's go and have a look and see how much iron I've got in there. Okay, so we've got 25 so far. Oh, this is, I'm going to put that in there too. I can hear another one. There he is. Is he in there? Oh, poor golem. Give me your iron. There we go. Brilliant. Okay, so I'm going to do that off camera. I'm not going to put you through the pain of me doing it again. So by the next time you see me, this will all be done. But for now, I think that's enough for this episode. Thank you so much for coming along. I appreciate it every time. If you really liked the episode, please consider pressing the like button. And if you've really liked it, consider subscribing, because it really does help the channel out loads. And if you don't want to miss any of my episodes in the future, press the bell icon on and be sure to let you know the next time I upload a video. But for now, thanks for watching. Bye.